Hello and welcome to the great stage of passion and human futility that is the Tour de France. I am Werner Herzog, your narrator. We begin with stage 16. With overproduced features and the cuts of salamander farms, already the American broadcasters reveal their lack of interest in a sport they do not fully understand, an apathy outstripped only by their impassivity to the audience dutifully consuming it. Beneath this crude pantomime, the race presses on. Europcar's Thomas Vogler rides with the self-absorption of an under-disciplined child, sending a teammate who could provide tactical advantage in the finale on a suicidal attack. 9 minutes down the road and half a world away, Age Desire's Romain Bardet's inability to hold the GC group speaks further on the ephemeral substance of immature ambition. Tinkoff Saxo's Michael Rogers has known the sting of the doper and of the doping controller. Cold experience is booking no such illusions. He calls an easy bluff, the late sortie of Vogler's once-dropped teammate Cyril Gauthier, and collects the stage winner's spoils. Stage 17, the Queen Stage, another reference to the event's smouldering homoerotic undertones. Masochistic even, as Katusha, missing the break, begins exhausting their own riders before they first climb. The gambit succeeds, and Rodriguez's early tilts against the Mountain Point's windmill prove compelling, especially contrasted to the mundane concerns of crashes and bike adjustments. Indeed, the fantasy is a common theme, as Movistar's Giovanni Visconti and Bardet also cast themselves in roles beyond their ability until their respective auditions are shattered by the realpolitik of Tinkoff Saxo's Raphael Maika and Thibaut Pinot's FDJ.com team. Age Desire's spotlight falls instead on Jean-Christophe Perrault, who unhitches Visconti's second-place teammate Alejandro Valverde before being the only rider to maintain the silent dialogue of Watts with race leader Vincenzo Nibali. Ahead, Maika distances Visconti and in just over a kilometer secures the KOM win and finishes 43 seconds ahead of the GC duo, where Perrault's effort leaves just 32 seconds between second and fourth. As the Tour divorces itself from the mountains, the first papers are served by, as should surprise no one, Sylvain Chavanel of IAM Cycling. Even the teammate bond seems strained, with Europcar's protected riders spurning repeated offers of support with the cool gaze of a jilted spouse. A lack of focus again betrays the broadcaster, but while Valverde banks on boredoms, there is no breaking from Astana's unblinking stare. Indeed, even Lampre's Chris Horner is marked, forming an escape paradoxically too far ahead and too far down to elicit a response. Only a theoretical mathematical threat to Maika's KOM lead restarts the racing. It seems at first a battle for pride as BMC's TJ Van Garderen is well off the podium, but the weakened Valverde makes him kingmaker in the race for second. Behind Nibali, the trio recaptures Maika, who attacks late but succeeds only in increasing Pinot's gap to Perrault, though both riders leapfrog Valverde in the standings. Stage 19 is an absurd day of no consequence, and the universe's retribution comes as chilling rain. Sprinter's teams pray for the predictable break and catch, but the late climb gaps Giant Shimano's Marcel Kittel and leads Garmin's Ramonas Navadauskas to strike out over narrow winding roads. His teammates compete with the irony of non-effort to interfere with the chase. The sport's incongruity is set in even sharper relief as an inexplicable crash in the closing kilometers excludes two likely stage winners, increasing the hollowness of a victory already gutted by weeks-long effort to secure the GC win. The time trial is no race of truth. An hour rolling between 100 and 200 meters is a victory as shallow as if I had filmed Fitzcarraldo without actually portaging a steamship through the Amazon. It decides the top finishers even though Martin won the stage half an hour before any of them set out. We can point to the usual differences, close calls, flats, but the results seemed almost arbitrary. Valverde looking technically competent but finishing poorly, Perrault's mishap still not preventing him from overtaking Pinot in the overall. Conventional wisdom seems only to hold for Leopold Koning of NetApp, whose steady technique takes him past two shaky Belkin riders, with Nibali's fourth place still 2 minutes behind the winning time, a forgettable coda. In the denouement, we seek conclusions to storylines forged in the heat of climax, but the cold furnace of 2 weeks' domination yields poor steel. The photography is staged, and even the champagne ships are a charade, with actual celebrations still 60 kilometers away. Trek Factory's Jens Vogt solo is real enough, but as the fates hand-deliver real drama, the field is content to drop the curtain on the show. Such kindness is not paid to Katusha's Alexander Kristoff, who must battle back on his own, but still finds his way into this finale, creeping past Lotto's Andre Greipel in the final bend. Alas, while Kristoff launches his sprint strongly, headwinds and a looming sense of inevitability seem to almost hand the win to Kittel in the closing meters. Well down in the field, but almost insultingly avoided at the same time, Nibali officially wins the Tour, a bizarre capstone on the confused earthen work that is the Tour de France. I am Werner Herzog, and that is how the race was won.